Now, what's the description of this machine? This machine is mostly all these parts are made of cast iron because of its cheap and easily machinability and to make a desired shape. The enclosure design project protects the enclosure protects all these internal operating parts for detrimental dust and extraneous elements. So this type of castings, which is surrounding the machine, which contains a lever for application of the load, a indenter carrying actuating rod, some dial gauges, everything are enclosed inside the machine itself, and this machine should be resistant enough to carry the extra weight load applied on the workpiece itself. Now, the basic system contains only the levers and weights. The weight is being hanged in one side, and by actuating the lever, it is applied to the other side on the indenter through the dial gauge mounted there. The weight also activates on the hydraulic dashpot, means there are hydraulic pots or balls which carries other side of the weight, which transfer the machine what to the work end itself. The time control and couple one free end of the lever, which transfers the power pressure on the plunger and therefore on the workpiece for determination of hardness value. So what we have a lever. One lever is being controlled under the hydraulic dashboard, means there is a oil, there is a pot, and one plunger is there, which is balancing the rod at one side, and other side is given the on other free end of the lever, it transmits the pressure to the plunger and thereby on the workpiece for determination of hardness value. A clamping device always enables a tight clamping of the workpiece during the test. But here our test, there is no such clamping device. We put it securely and firmly on the table itself. All the workspace should be properly cleaned and all the workspace should be properly uh, clear of all oxidation or any other dirt over it. And this workpiece can be reused. But only one thing we have to ensure, the your indenter should be at least 1 centimeter away from the indenter of the rod itself, on the other earlier indenter itself. Now, so what we have, the technical data or dimension of the workpiece system. The maximum test height is 225 millimeter, 225 mm, and depth of control is around 135 mm itself. The maximum depth of the screw base place is 215 mm. Test height can be so that or this platform can be moved up and down up to 22nd millimeter, 22nd centimeter or 225 millimeter. And there is a throat inside. Inside wings throat means there is a hole inside the plunger of the screw gauge, which is called throat. And this throat is of depth 135 millimeters. So it is blind hole. It cannot be go passes throughout the length of the millimeter itself. Maximum depth of screw base case is 250 millimeter. Screw base case is 250 millimeter itself. So screw depth can be moved up and down up to 250, not up to 225 millimeters. 10 centimeters should be related over it. The dimension of the machine base is given as 150 centimeter by 42 centimeter itself. The machine over which this screw jack is kept is what around 150 425 millimeter itself. And total net weight of the machine is 67 kg. Now, how will you select it? The chart is given on the machine itself. It's also given here. So what is given in the chart? There is the external total test force which we are supposed to apply. That is 16 kgf or 588 Newton, 100 kgf or 980 Newton, or 150 kgf 980 Newton, 187 and 250 kgf. These two loads are not available in our material itself. These loads are hanging here because by the action of lever mechanism, for 60 load, only one of the lever load is actuated. For 100, two loads, another 50 and another 40 is being actuated. And make 150, another 50 load is being actuated. This load is not moved by yourself like Brinell hardness testing machine, move up on the hanger also. It is already kept on the hanger, and by using the proper lever actuating arrangement, one and another is engaged one by another. If the for one position of the lever, only 60 kg will be the load which can be can be applied to the indenter. For another setting, two loads can be applied together, which makes 100 kg of load, and for another case, three loads 50 by 40, 50 plus 40 by 60 equal to 150 kg of load can be applied to the machine itself. For indenter, there are diamond indenter with cone apex angle 120 degree, and for 100 indenter, it is 1.5 double 3 liter ball or 1 by 116 inch diameter indenter itself. And here the for 150 kg, 120 millimeter diameter, 120 millimeter degree apex angle diameters are being used. Here, the scale A, scale B, and scale is being used. Actually, this pointer is fixed on the dial set and dial to be read blank, red, and black. So for A, we can use the black dial. For B, we can use red, and for C, we can use the C dial itself. And red dial is applicable only for 60 dose thin steel hollow space hardened external material in itself. And for B dial, soft steel, malleable copper, aluminum alloys are used. For C dial, steel, hard cast and deep cast and cast hardened steel, other materials other than hardened itself. Steel and cast iron, copper and aluminum alloy, this is not available with us. There are certain other materials also there. Here you see 15 kg, 30 kg, 45 kg, lower weight. This can be given, but this machine is not available. 15 kg, 30 kg, and 45 kg itself. So indented here, diamond cone. All cases are diamond. Here, all cases are 160 millimeter diameter steel ball. We have both this diamond and steel ball, and we are using not so much less, but 60, 100, 150 kg with this particular cast iron steel for aluminum and for copper itself. Now, how will you mount and indenter, remove the indenter? First of all, the bearing surface and remove the diamond holder first. Open the indenter must be cleaned by a clean cloth, and the indenter must be inserted into the holder up to the neck and tighten it by means of screw with side pressure. Then the sidewise grab screw is available on the indenter holder rod, which gives the tool, which gives the indenter itself. So you have to put the indenter through the hole until it reaches that particular side hole. Then tighten the grab stick. It will tighten by its own hand. It will give you the required tightening effect of the vertically moving indenter itself. Now there are check blocks, test blocks. Standardized test blocks should be of a thickness of not less than 6 millimeter block made of stainless steel magnetized. Upper and lower surface of the blocks should be flat with 0.00 millimeter and parallel in thickness so that it should not vary more than 0.01 millimeter per 150 millimeter itself. So thickness should not be 5 to 6 millimeter only, not more than that. And the blocks should be flat almost as high as only 5 micron accuracy. And 5 or 0.005 means 5 micron, 5,000 or 5 micron accuracy itself. Not for every load, we should not vary, and it should not vary very more than 50 millimeter itself. There is a rubber below covering the lead screw, which prevents the lead screw from dirt and other type of ashes, burning fluid from from storm or everything. This is protected from here. This is to protect the main screw from downward thrust. It can be inserted over the main screw and from the top so that it is a top collar rest against the shape of implement itself. So one is the what the main screw there is there it can't I can't show you that it is not it is inside the machine. It is there is a V-shaped uh, collar rest against the top main view, which applies this force through the indenter to the workpiece itself. The maximum test height cannot be used with this cover, hence should be removed in such cases. Now, how you do the operation of the machine? First, carry out the lathe sheets. Now, to carry out the following procedure should be rotated, etc. Adjust the weight of the plunger. First, you rotate the side dial of the plunger, maybe 50, put 60 or 100, 150, 100 or 150 as per your requirement. How we have selected, we'll go through the chart. We will tally, find out the material which we are to take, check, go through the chart, find out as per the chart which one, which should be the indenter, either steel ball or diamond shape, and what is the required hardness per days. These are all available from the chart itself. If you put the input like the type of material which we want to know, check the hardness itself. Now, the level of the plunger of the dashboard according to the Rockwell scale, at which you have shown the chart manually. Now, keep the level at position A, which means the lever and the handle should be come to the left side. Left side, that is called position A itself. Place the specimen securely on the testing table. We don't have to clamp the specimen over the table itself, but should be perfectly flat of flat is equal to 0.002 millimeter. The contact surface should be thin and free from foreign metals such as scale, oil, dust itself. The thickness of the test piece shall be at least 8 times the permanent indentation of the depth. So thickness should be at around 1 centimeter and it should be more than 8% than the activated permanent situation, the indentation which we are trying to make over the machine itself. The distance between the center of two adjacent indentation should be around 4 times the diameter, mostly around 5 millimeter, 5 meter away from the earlier diameter. In distance with the indentation to adjusted index should not be 4 times the diameter of the indentation itself. Means around 1 centimeter thickness distance should be sufficient for making that reuse of the block itself. The distance from the center of the any indentation on the edge of the fused piece should be 2.5 millimeter times the diameter of the indenter, having of the used integrated indenter. So that is important. The distance between the two centers to adjacent indenter should be 4 times. That's the diameter of the indenter itself. Next, distance from the center of any indenter to the edge of the test piece should be at least 2.5 times and the diameter of the indenter unless agreed otherwise. So distance from center from the indentation to the edge of the workpiece should be 2.5 times the diameter of the indentation spread field. If it is not, it is the problem of the machine itself. Now, we just adapt roughly the dialing loading on the dial as a small pointer O of the other way. As pointer other way starts moving by setting the zero screw rotating the outer rotating ball rotating gauge 33 of dial gauge 6 or better black between the better look at when the diameter is sufficiently O mark should not be turned because this beyond this much the load, the dial gauge cannot carry the load itself anymore. It can break. Next, turn the wheel clockwise. So the specimen will push the indicator push the indicator up and show a reading on dial gauge as small pointer 3 dash. Red spot and long pointer reaches this point as stated above. Now, turn the lever for the position A to B means turn the lever from left to right and make it as slow as possible. Otherwise, full depth of penetration may not be expressive step. Adjust rightly the reading of dial as a small pointer of other scale, reading by settings 2. Rotating the outer ring of the dial 6. A better look when the dial gauge is set properly, O mark on outer rail should come in the upright position. So there are 2 point marks. One is a dot mark in the inside inside A itself, inside scale itself, which is over which the small pointer will move. And there is another note of integration. Another O mark is there on the outer scale at the topmost position, topmost gauge, in order to topmost gauge is next to turn the wheel clockwise slowly so that the experiments will push the indenter and show a reading on dial gauge as small pointer 3 dash. Approach when small pointer reaches this position is still above. Then turn lever for the position, turn actuating lever position from left A to right from B and slowly so that the ball indented slowly and gradually within the material without any charge or any other breakage or any other accident. Now what happens? A long pointer it engages the workpiece up to a certain depth. Concerned Iverman then take back the lever to position slowly. First, you load the lever. First, you keep the workpiece in the plane machine surface. You actuate, you move the inside the handle of the inside nut handle of the gauge. That's moving up the platform unless you reach to the strikes to the plunger of the machine. Now, if you slash pipe further up, the plunger reading will go up as if you are pushing the plunger or like this. And small scale is also moving up and they will stop when the desired load is being stopped. So here is also the same. First, you put the workpiece on the working table, then just rotate initially by means of this charts and other things available in the development. We are supposed to load the long pointer dial gauge reaches A position when the indenter complete, then take back the lever to the A position slowly. From B to A, any slow erratic loading, weights there should be lifted up only the initial load remains same. First of all, what you are doing here, turn the lever from left to right. Make a total load brought into the action without jerk. First of all, the long pointer reaches a steady position when indentation is taken, thin takes it back and the ladder up to a position of bone itself. Sudden release to lever line from B to A may show result. See, কাজ করেও the weights can be lifted up only the initial load remains active. Let the figure above the load point, that is the direct reading of the hardness of the specimen, use black red black and red scale as presented in the Rockwell scale. Turn back the hand wheel, make the indentation engage the road pieces. For further please always tell this song. And rest well and fast failure software may not be correct. All rather standard elements related that rejected the two components to an issue. As please and indenter and the evil are staying selling correctly. Now, accuracy of the tested can be done by means of the standard hard disk blocks supplied along the machine. In case of deviation from the indicated value below the limit permissible, check the performance of the machine with new trend data. So what we are supposed to do, how accurate the machine is, then we are using standard machine blocks supplied with the machine itself. And the accuracy tester is the box may be supplied along with the machine in case of deviation from the indicated value beyond the limits permissible. Check the performance of the machine with new indenter. The standardized hardness block is supplied with the machine only in the case of doubt of the accuracy result. It gives us all the limited dials there. If the results are still beyond limits, the maintenance precaution test segments are there. Then what is the permissible limit for deviation? Take 7 indentation on top indentation of test block, out of which neglect the first 2, then average the balance, giving the deviation should not exceed the following limit. Here, Rockwell 59 to 45, limit should be only 1.5. Rockwell 80 to BT 2.5, 85 to BT 15. It is another way of selecting the Rockwell hardness chart. You see, the diamond codes are provided, steel wall 1 by 116 or 1.537. Again, diamond code indent. So we are having these two, B and C, and A is more or less same as here, except for the load itself. Here we can give for the A 60 load, for C we have to supposed to put 160 kg. So it is not that viable. And what we have here, carbides, thin steels, soluble case hardening, and calculated hardening. And for D, soft relative like aluminum, copper, penetrated strip, unhardened strip, etc. is loaded down and excluded of cast metal instead. And HB 100 by 240, 30 into minus 100 for hardest lower than 30, 20 BC, and Bimon code, the working range here almost all served hard cast iron, palliable material, iron, steel, steel, titanium, etc. Here we are using HB scale, and we are using also 150 kg load instead. So this is a different working range with this type of indenter, with this type of scale itself. Now, this is more or less the theory portion. Here is the fluid itself. This is the actuating rod which is kept towards us, it will be in unlocking position, which is kept in the opposite side, it will give hot chart itself. This is the elevating screw gauge. There should be the bubble here, so it is like this, and here is the operating handle of the lathe itself, and there is fixed on the table itself, and this is the arm. And so we are opening it by holding it left and holding right on the left. And this is another clearly shown facultative picture. Initially it was this position and finally it was this position. When shaking, it is rolled. Sometimes the machine rolls automatically if you can actuate to a certain extent, and thus we set the metal here. And this is that particular platform here, which has a V-shaped groove here, which acts on the machine grip of it directly here, and under which the dial gauges are kept somewhere here like this. So this is the theory more or less we have gone through. Let us go through the video again, and then we'll go the YouTube video.
Here in the Rockwell harness testing machine, we have set the workpiece here over the load adjusting platform, and we set the indenter in the indenter fixing hole. And now first the dial should be at 0 for the lower for the small scale and at 50 to the higher scale. Now I am rotating the platform clockwise, thus engaging the dial so that to the working position. The dial will reach at the top position or at the set marking, and lower dial, smaller dial will reach the red spot which is shown here. Next, I have to put the externally applied load to 100 kgf. And next, I have to move the actuating rod. I have to move the actuating rod to the clockwise like this, in the clockwise direction to engage the load. The dial starts moving as the indenter is indenting the workpiece, and it will move, and ultimately it will reach a value, and where it will movement will stop means indentation will be complete. Let us wait for that. Here the indentation is more or less complete as dial is fixed. Now, as per our norms, I am releasing the load. I just release it, and so the dial is reached at the position C70, which is the Rockwell harness of this particular job itself. Thank you.
Now let us go through certain videos shown in the YouTube itself.
Good morning. So today we are going to find out the hardness of a brass specimen using Rockwell harness tester of capacity 187.5 kilogram force. Rockwell harness tester can be used to find out the hardness of many materials. For each material we have different types of indenters as well as the load capacity. there are three scales, that is the A scale, which is the black readings, and the B scale, which are the red readings, and the C scale, the small circle inside the measuring the dial gauge. Now, there are different types of indenters. These are used for different types of materials to find out their hardness. Hardness is a property to resist scratch. Now, coming to our procedure, first take a fresh surface brass specimen, keep it in the seating platform, rotate the lever so that the indenter just touches the specimen. After that, we have to bring the C scale reading to 3. That is the red spot shown there. Now we can select the load. Here we have to apply a 100 kilogram force load. So here the load ranges from 60 to 187.5. So here we have to select the load to 100 kilogram force. Now we can apply the load. When the needle remains stationary, we can switch on the stopwatch and wait for 30 seconds. Now it's 30 seconds. We can note down the reading on the base scale. We are getting it as 89. Note it down. Now we can unload it. We are getting the reading as 103. This is the final reading. We have to take the difference between the final and the initial. That is 103 minus 89. 14. So now we have to take 3 readings like this and take the average to get the hardness number. After getting, suppose if you are getting the hardness number as 15, then we have to represent it by 15 HRB hash 100 hash 30. Here HRB stands for Harness Rockwell B scale for 100 kilogram force and for a time of 30 seconds.
मैं पवन कुमार गुप्ता आज फिर से एक नए टॉपिक के सामने आपके सामने प्रस्तुत हुआ हूँ। आज जो है हम स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ मटेरियल एक आपका इंजीनियरिंग मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग का एक ऐसा सब्जेक्ट है, वहाँ पे जो है एक एक्सपेरिमेंट हम यहाँ आज परफॉर्म करके दिखाएंगे, बाकायदा प्रैक्टिकली आपको रीडिंग शो करके दिखाएंगे। तो आज का हमारा एक्सपेरिमेंट है टू टेस्ट हार्डनेस ऑफ गिवन स्पेसिमेन विद डिजिटल रॉकवेल हार्डनेस टेस्टिंग मशीन। तो हम रॉकवेल हार्डनेस टेस्टिंग मशीन से हम किसी भी मटेरियल की हार्डनेस को चेक कर देंगे, फाइंड आउट करेंगे। तो आपको पहले तो हार्डनेस क्या होता है इसके बारे में पता होना बहुत जरूरी है। तो हार्डनेस बेसिकली होता क्या है, इसके बारे में डेफिनेशन को देखते हैं। हार्डनेस ऑफ अ बॉडी इज द प्रॉपर्टी बाय वर्च्यू ऑफ विच इट रजिस्ट इंडेंटेशन और पेनिट्रेशन ऑफ द अदर बॉडीज इन इट। कहने का मतलब ये है कि कोई बॉडी है कितना हार्ड है, तो इसको फाइंड आउट करने के लिए मतलब इंडेंटेशन किया जाता है। तो इसकी एक अलग दूसरी डेफिनेशन है, इससे आप काफी क्लियर कर पाएंगे। द प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ मटेरियल टू रजिस्ट क्रैचिंग, एब्रेशन, सरफेस वियर और इंडेंटेशन बाय हार्डर बॉडी। तो कहने का मतलब ये है कि जो मटेरियल आपकी कितनी रजिस्ट कर सकती है, स्क्रैचिंग कितना कर सकता है, कितना वियर टियर करता है, तो वो सारी चीज को हम फाइंड आउट करके दिखाएंगे। उसको हम हार्डनेस के टर्म में हम उसको रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं। तो यहाँ पे हम दो तरह के हम पेनिट्रेशन को इस्तेमाल करेंगे। तो यहाँ पहले हम इस डिजिटल रॉकवेल हार्डनेस टेस्टिंग मशीन के बारे में बताते हैं। तो ये ओवरऑल एक ब्लॉक डायग्राम है। तो हम यहाँ डिजिटल रॉकवेल हार्डनेस, इसका नाम डिजिटल इसलिए पड़ा क्योंकि यहाँ पे डिजिटल डिस्प्ले होता है, एक मैनुअली होता है, वहाँ पे एक स्केल रहता है, यहाँ पे जो डायल रहता है। तो यहाँ पे डिजिटल रॉकवेल हार्डनेस टेस्टिंग मशीन में यहाँ पे डिजिटल डिस्प्ले, और नहीं तो नॉर्मल टर्म पे यहाँ पे नॉर्मली डायल रहता है, उसके डायल के थ्रू HRB HRC में रीडिंग आप फाइंड आउट करते हैं। तो पहले हम इसके एलिमेंट के बारे, इसके कंपोनेंट के बारे में देखते हैं। तो यहाँ पे आप देख रहे हैं डिजिटल डिस्प्ले है, इसके साथ में ये आपका ये देख रहे हैं पेनिट्रेशन होल्डर है, जिसमें आप बॉल पिन या स्टिक, डायमंड बॉल इंटेंडर का इस्तेमाल करेंगे। तो ये इंटेंडर आप पेनिट्रेटर यहाँ इस्तेमाल करेंगे। साथ में यहाँ स्पेसिमेन टेबल है, इस टेबल के ऊपर ही कोई भी आप स्पेसिमेन रख सकते हैं। कोई MS माइल्ड स्टील का रख सकते हैं, एल्यूमिनियम, ब्रास, कास्ट आयरन, तो अलग अलग जो भी मटेरियल है अकॉर्डिंग टू मटेरियल वो आप यहाँ पे रख सकते हैं। ये आपका एलिवेटिंग स्क्रू है, देख रहे हैं जिगजैग लाइन में हल्का सा है, एलिवेटिंग स्क्रू है। स्क्रू के थ्रू ही आप ये हैंडल लगा हुआ है, हैंड व्हील के थ्रू ही आप क्या है लोड को अप्लाई यहाँ पे टच करते हैं। साथ में यहाँ पे लोड दिया हुआ है, कितना लोड आपको लगाना है इस पे यहाँ पे लोड 150 kg आप लोड अप्लाई करते हैं। तो यहाँ आपका बेस है, साथ में स्पिरिट लेवल दिया रहता है। मैं आपको वहाँ पे प्रैक्टिकली लाइव एक्सपेरिमेंट लाइव आप परफॉर्म कराऊंगा, तो यहाँ पे एक स्पिरिट लेवल देंगे। जो भी आप बेस आप प्रॉपर किस बेस प्रॉपर सेट है कि नहीं, आपका मशीन प्रॉपर सेट है कि नहीं, तो ये स्पिरिट लेवल पे यहाँ सेंटर मार्क किया हुआ, जो बबल्स इसके अंदर रहता है ये सेंटर मार्क अगर इसमें शो होगा तो मतलब आपका जो है टेबल जो है आपका मशीन प्रॉपर जो है अलाइन है। अब यहाँ पे जो है दो तरह के आप यहाँ पे इंटेंडर का इस्तेमाल करते हैं। तो यहाँ देखिए देयर आर 2 टाइप्स ऑफ पेनिट्रेटर यूज इन मशीन। तो दो तरह के पेनिट्रेटर का इस्तेमाल करेंगे, एक बॉल पिन बॉल पेनिट्रेटर होता है और दूसरा जो है आपका कोन पेनिट्रेटर होता है, इसी को हम डायमंड पेनिट्रेटर भी बोलते हैं। बॉल पिन इंटेंडर का नॉर्मली 1.6 का आपका इसका रहता है बॉल पे डाया। नॉर्मली इसका जो है सॉफ्ट मटेरियल के लिए इस्तेमाल किया जाता है। जहाँ कौन कौन से सॉफ्ट मटेरियल जैसे माइल्ड स्टील हो गया, एल्युमिनियम हो गया, ब्रास हो गया, इसकी अगर आपको टेस्टिंग करनी है, हार्डनेस फाइंड आउट करना है, तब आपको जो है बॉल पेनिट्रेटर का इस्तेमाल करना पड़ेगा। अगर हार्ड मटेरियल का अगर टेस्टिंग करनी हो तो आपको कोन या फिर डायमंड पेनिट्रेटर का इस्तेमाल करेंगे। हार्ड